Free State province, the South African Communist Party in the Free State has congratulated Mxolisi Dukwana on his election as Premier. The party has also expressed confidence, saying Dukwana will steer the service delivery machinery and prioritize both working class and the poor. SACP Free State spokesperson Phillip Kganyago joins us now for more on this. Good evening, sir. Good to have you with us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mxolisi, and also greetings to the viewers at home.
Why is Mxolisi Dukwana, according to the alliance partners, the right one to replace former Premier Sisi Ntombe?
Well, we believe as a province we are at a moment where we need to intensify the manner in which government rolls out its program of changing the lives of the people. And as you would know, that the province also comes from a provincial conference recently, where the need for government to apply agency and speed in how it actually rolls out a government program was emphasized. So we believe that with that understanding of the mandate that is coming from the ground on the basis of a collection of the reality that society is facing on the ground, Comrade Mxolisi will be best positioned, including with regards to his skill set, to assist the province in making sure that it runs a far more focused, more coordinated program of making sure that we impact our people positively.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that PEC that you're mentioning and the elections, of course, Mxolisi Dukwana came out a winner there, but it does seem half of those people who were there still believed that the administration of Mantombela was doing well. And she herself says she found the province at 600 million in terms of overdraft. She is leaving it with reserves of 6 million. By 2024, she says it would have been 40 million. She says in her departments alone, there are 40 clean audit outcomes. Says she's been leading as far as the province is concerned in education. There are no pit toilets as far as schools are concerned, saying as part of health, she's done well in terms of heading the COVID-19 situation. So at a provincial level, she says she's done well. And then you've got Gwede Mantashe going to that PEC saying there is neither governance at local or at provincial level. I mean, that tells you how divided the situation is in this province. And how is Mxolisi Dukwana going to deal with those factional fights?
Well, certainly the government under the leadership of Premier Ntombela was able to make some progress in certain areas. That's why in our statement, our call is that the incoming leadership needs to embrace the good elements, the good delivery aspects that came in, intensify on those. But our assessment also is that there remain quite a number of challenges on the ground that requires intensification of the program of going down and dealing with those issues. I mean, if you look at the state of the economy in the province, the levels of unemployment, we're standing at about 40% when we look at the expanded, more representative percentage. These are real statistics that are giving us insight into the specific challenges that are confronted by our society, our community, the majority of whom are basically the working class and poor. That's why, as the party, we believe that it is necessary, it is absolutely necessary that we inject new energy in a sense of a focused approach to running government and ensuring that there is effective monitoring, there is effective implementation of all the programs of government. That is essentially what we seek to see happening. Not necessarily that we forego everything that the leadership of Mema Ntombela has done. We appreciate the areas that she was able to make progress. This is still the same ANC government. We harvest all the good and intensify as we move forward.
So one of the biggest disjuncture and what the chairperson of the ANC calls rubbish is the demarcation, he says. The province is too demarcated. What is the SACP saying? Have you engaged your partners there around this question of demarcation?
It is an important subject because essentially if you look at the spatial planning of Free State as a province, you essentially have towns that are far apart from each other, no economic linkages in between the various towns in the province, and the manner in which they are demarcated does bring about some limitations in some instances. And our perspective as the party is that rather than only focusing on drawing boundaries, the important thing to do is to invest in productive capacity, having industrial operations that links the various towns so that you at the same time addresses the historical apartheid spatial planning patterns. That is our approach as a province, that when we do demarcations, we must link that with the program of making sure that we address challenges of unemployment and various social challenges that our communities are confronting in the province.
Yeah. In your statement, you're saying we urge that an alliance inclusive, democratic, consensus-seeking process of consolidating a comprehensive provincial leadership collective be followed. I mean, in simple English, you are saying alliance partners must be consulted and included in terms of the selection of leaders in the province. Has that process happened? You're just coming from the PEC, Lekgotla?
Yeah. Yes, you'd appreciate that it's not only about the premier in terms of the leadership of the province. There must be a collective that is put together that is going to be working with the premier. And the party, along the lines of what we've been speaking about when we refer to the reconfiguration of the alliance, making sure that there is consultation where we seek consensus on how to drive the program of governance forward. So that is our view as the SACP, and luckily the new leadership of the ANC has been forthcoming in making sure that it creates an alliance platform where we are able to engage and interact. So as we speak, those developments, those discussions are unfolding, and the party's approach towards those discussions is not just about names. We're coming with tangible programs, tangible activities arising from the challenges and difficulties that our society is confronting, and we're saying this is the package, the basis upon which those that emerge as part of the leadership collective needs to confront and resolve.
Yeah. What is, very quickly, one or two things that you think should be the actions, and what is the output that you're expecting, especially coming from the State of the Province address?
The one area that we require focused attention on is on addressing the challenges of unemployment in the province. We believe that our province is geographically well positioned. We must take advantage of our position, our geographic location, aggressive investment in the freight and logistics sector, investment in the infrastructure sector that would be able to be mass-based in terms of absorbing people that would roll out programs in that sphere. We feel that there must be funded initiatives that targets cooperatives and small and medium-sized enterprises. That we think is something that is also important. The question of the township economy has been neglected for far too long. It is our view that we need to focus in that space, make sure that there is circulation of money and commodities produced within these communities a lot. And investment in building the productive capacity of the province, especially in the agricultural sector and the agro-processing sector. These are the areas that we expect the Premier to be more emphatic on, bringing about new life to industries that have closed in the province. We need to bring about economic activity and economic development in the province.
SACP, you're too high-end. I thought you were going to come and say you have municipalities that for 5 years have not had a clean audit. Go in there, fire everybody, and get the right people in the job. At least that's one action and one outcome that would be tangible and immediately realizable.
It is. I mean, even in our statement, we did cover that. The need to revitalize our municipalities because there is a lot of challenges there. We expect that there will be a greater focus on the outcomes of the Auditor General's report, the issues of corruption in the province. I mean, you do know that there is ongoing cases related to the asbestos. Our view as the SACP is that our communities cannot continue to live in houses with asbestos roofing while those court cases are still continuing. The provincial government must intervene in the interest of those people. Basic service delivery in municipalities needs to be restored. There is a lot of work that can be done in terms of addressing those basic service delivery initiatives. Maintenance is one area that can assist in addressing unemployment, but also making sure that we've got functional local government. Of course, issues of corruption, we have been very emphatic as the SACP in the province around those. We want no compromise when it comes to following up and making sure that there is arrest of those that would have been complicit and involved in corruption activities, including going after recouping the money that they would have benefited in an illegal manner through whatever means that would have occurred in our state institutions.
Yeah. Don't you think those issues are going to be caught up in the court processes? I know the former premier, when asked about them, says, well, those particular issues, I couldn't contribute to them because they are already in courts. So there's asbestos cases that are currently being ventilated in our courts. And is that part of what is making consequence-driven accountability a difficulty?
Well, of course, the courts have got their own processes, and those must be allowed to unfold. The issues should be ventilated at that level. The point we are raising as the party is that we can't then subject communities that were not involved in the corrupt and illegal mechanisms or activities that related to such projects. There's also a number of other projects that are at a standstill, that require incomplete projects. We can't then allow a situation where communities continue to suffer because certain people may have cut corners and did things that are illegal. Those processes must be pursued through the courts, but government must intervene in the interest of our communities so that when we speak about improving the living conditions of our people, that particular realization is immediate and they're able to see government at work really getting to impact on their lives in the now.
So your expectation then is therefore that this political and administrative collective that's coming in will exclude those individuals who would have been involved in those projects that are currently under dispute?
No, absolutely. When people would have been complicit, remember part of what we require is that the new leadership must embrace the spirit of renewal and unity. And that is not a program that embraces wrongdoing. That is not a program that would be led by those that are involved in corrupt activity. So we expect a clean, decisive and firm leadership that will act in the interest of our communities and society, serve them selflessly, and make sure that all instances of corruption, irrespective of who is involved, are decisively dealt with.
What do you expect in terms of the State of the Province address, the things that you believe the Premier should anchor his address on?
We believe that the health sector in the province requires serious attention, and the Premier needs to be emphatic in that space. We believe that there is quite a lot of challenges in the infrastructure space. That must be the core that the economic revitalization in the province is revolving around. The percentage utilization of the presidential infrastructure fund by the province is quite low. We expect that the provincial government will lead, including coordinating activities across the municipalities in the province to make use of that particular space. And we also think that the agricultural sector is important. Skills, we cannot leave them out. We do perform very good in terms of education, but we do have a challenge of exodus of skilled individuals as a province. That's why we must then encourage the building of productive capacity in the province so that we're able to attract skills, address through mass-based employment initiatives, the low-skilled areas, but also make sure that we upgrade our economic sectors in the economy to also attract high-skilled individuals in the province.
Kganyago, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on, speaking on behalf of the SACP.